All right, guys. So I am going to take your mock interview. Let's get started.
Hello.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Mic check. Everything. My voice is clear.
Clear. Clear.
Okay. So starting with Kamlesh brother. Kamlesh bro. Uh, Introduce yourself. Like you have. This will be mock. So you have to. Kamlesh just left me. Okay. Yeah. You have to be pretend like as me as sir. Okay.
Interior.
Interpreter. I was saying that Kamlesh bro, you people will denote me as a sir. Okay, pretend like.
Okay, Rana
Okay,
sir.
okay, all right. My voice is clear.
हेलो.
Okay, okay, all right.
हेलो.
Okay,
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
yes.
हाँ आ रही है.
What about mine?
Yeah,
Okay.
something's wrong with my headphone. Okay. Sorry. क्या बोल रहे थे?
Okay, okay. So Kamlesh bro, Kamlesh, just introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Kamlesh. I'm mechanical engineering graduate. I've done my mechanical engineering from Pune University. My college name was PVPIT Bowden, which is affiliated with the Pune University. Uh, I would like to mention, during my colleges, I have participated in multiple projects. I would like to mention two of them. First one is like 125 go kart. Uh, it was we developed and built that project and used that for racing in a racing event. Uh, I would also like to mention I have done my internship and final year project at ARAI, which is Automotive Research Association of India. So it was a gearbox technology, which the gearbox was developed by area, and we were working on a project that is a testing rig for that primary testing rig for that gearbox. Uh, yeah. So now I want to pursue my career in marine engineering, and I'm eager to join this institute. I think this will be my breakthrough for this career.
All right, all right. Jay, introduce yourself.
Okay. Good morning, sir. My name is Jai Patel. I am from Valsad, Gujarat. I did my graduation in mechanical engineering from Government Engineering College Valsad, which is affiliated with the Gujarat Technological University. Currently, I am working in the vital laboratories as a maintenance engineer. I belong to a nuclear family, and my goal is to join Merchant Navy as an engineer from the reputed company where I can build my career and help the organization too. That is all about me. Thank you, sir.
Okay. What was your final year project, Jay?
Sir, my final year project was the vehicle ventilation and performance enhancement using the hybrid energy.
What is hybrid energy?
Sir, it is a renewable energy, which means it is the combination of the uh, sun heat energy, मतलब सन से जो एनर्जी आती है ना, वो एनर्जी एंड
Uh,
हाइब्रिड एनर्जी.
Stick with the English thing. Okay. Okay.
ओके, वो वर्ड याद नहीं आ रहा है लेकिन प्रोजेक्ट को डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करते
Uh, okay. Okay. Stick with English. Okay. So Kamlesh.
हैं. Yes.
Okay. Why would you like to join Anglo?
Uh, First of all, Anglo's reputation is one of the key points why I've considered this institute. But another thing which really impressed me is that I have seen multiple companies which give sponsorship and admissions based on referrals. But in Anglo Eastern, I've seen that the admission procedure and overall selection procedure is unbiased, and it is like completely based on your merit and credibility. So that's why Anglo is my first choice.
Okay. And Jay, why you wanna join Anglo?
Sir, Anglo Eastern is the best institute in India for doing the merchant navy courses like ETO and GME, and
and it gives a 100% placement to the students, so it will provide the security for the students, and also it provide the better hostel facilities, and it has a world class teachers. And after joining the Anglo Eastern, we didn't need to change our company, so it is the best thing about about the Anglo Eastern. And we can sail with the different kind of the ships because it has around 600 plus vessels, so waiting periods is also less compared to other. So these are the reason that why I want to join Anglo Eastern.
Okay. Kamlesh, how many
Yes.
siblings have you?
I have one elder sister. She's a civil engineering graduate. She's currently she has worked in some private like a private company, but currently she has left the job and she is pursuing for government exam.
Okay. And any other brother?
No, we are just two siblings.
Okay. So, as you must aware of that, this job is uh, like you have to sail all around the world, but very far from your family, and for a longer period. For good sake, I would not want, but if some mishap happens, okay, then there is no sibling, that is brother. Like your sister can get married and she will be there only. So, how you see that? Didn't you have thought of that? How you
Okay.
gonna tackle?
Yeah. See, I have one perception about it. Let's say I'm taking any job in any institute. I have to relocate from like my native place and have to shift to any other major city. Uh, let be it Pune, Mumbai, or like any other city. So it is almost certain that I have to live away from my family. Okay, but if I join merchant navy, then though I will be sailing let's say for 8 months, but like whatever time which will have should be ample to spend with my family. And let's say any mishap is happening to me or like anything, I think this career will allow me to provide a lifestyle or like build up some assets which can which should be enough to take care of my family uh, afterwards.
Okay. And how you gonna tackle loneliness on ship?
I don't think loneliness should be an issue because most like I'll have my work to do, and connectivity isn't a big deal nowadays. Like there are internet and all this stuff is available, so I will be connected to my family, even though it won't be as stable as online. But apart from that, there are like a lot of things to do and pursue on board rather than just like to sit in a corner and worry about loneliness.
Okay. Jay, as you aware that this job is not a 9 to 5 job. Okay. So,
Yes.
and it's not lifestyle that if you are doing 9 to 5 job, you are living with your mobile and using that. Okay. And you are going out on the weekend. So, how you see that?
Sir, actually I am doing the 9 to 5 corporate job, so that time I also didn't use my mobile, so actually I am used to that environment, so I can handle that.
Okay. And what about not going anywhere? Only one ship that is in the mid of ocean. There is only water around near and far. There would be no any issues for you.
No sir.
Why?
Sir, if we are doing in work our work on on board, so we have to work hard. So we
Try, try.
सर अभी इंग्लिश में वर्ड ही याद नहीं आ
No,
रहा
no, no. Try.
है. Yes.
Okay.
Skip
Try, try.
right.
No problem.
Little.
Okay, okay. Okay. So, Kamlesh, tell me your biggest fear.
Sorry, my microphone is off. Okay. So right now, my biggest fear is the waiting period and not getting employed on time. To be honest, uh, because uh, I've graduated in August and I've been trying to get admission in JME. Uh, so I just want to complete my course and join uh, on board as soon as possible so that I can support my family in economical like factors as well. And I should be like, I want to stand on my feet as soon as possible.
See, what I find is the desperation. Okay, so you know the things, something is not in control of you. Okay, suppose COVID came, many seafarers got so much waiting period. For God's sake, if it came again and such like situation, and your biggest fear triggered, then you must be getting this. You will get depressed. Is it?
Uh, as you mentioned, like some things are not in our control. So the best we can do is hope for like whatever happening and like hope for the best and prepare for the worst. So uh, I'll make sure that I won't be sitting idle in our like in my waiting period. So maybe it can be like a part-time job or like anything that can help me to cope with it. So recently, after my like graduation, uh, I haven't done any job or anything apart from that internship. But I tried my hands on like a carpentry and plate smithing also. So it did help me to uh, avoid being sitting idle and also taught me some new skills and give me some confidence that like if I decide I want to try something or I want to learn something, I can do it very easily.
But with this carpentry skill, which type of
Mhm.
jobs you are gonna get in your waiting period if you are not sitting idle?
Uh, okay, I'll say I took up carpentry as a hobby more than any job perspective, but I have learned some really important skills like planning a project or having like let's say I'm working on anything. Let's say I'm making a table, so I have to plan for my like I have my plan should be ready. Then I have to source materials. So I'll be talking with vendors. I'll be dealing with like finance, and I have to manage that stuff also. And after I'll making so this like dealing with people, teamwork, and also a project I learned to manage small projects on my own. So I think these are
Hold
some
on,
things. Okay.
hold on. But these things are hobby. But you said money matters.
Yeah, it does.
So, as a income source, I don't think so. You are going to get much in with your
Sorry, sir.
carpentry. As a income source in your waiting period, I don't think you are going to get much. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that I'll be doing carpentry and all that stuff in my waiting period. I have just said that what I've done in past. I mean, like, uh, by after completing my graduation, I had ample of time to spend.
Mm,
So I have took up these things, and from like while doing these projects, I have learned to manage projects, to like deal with vendors and people. So I think these things will surely help me in like these are like common factors you have to do in any kind of job.
okay.
So I think this will surely help me in future.
Good. Jay,
Yes, sir.
uh, what do you think? What is your weakness?
Sir, my weakness is sometimes I do overthinking about my future. So it will waste is much time of mine, and sometimes I do a multitasking of work. So it will reduce my output of work. So these are my weaknesses, sir.
Multitasking. What do you
Yes, sir.
mean by multitasking? Have you any example for that?
Mm. Sir, like if I have to do two or three work do at the same time, so I start doing at the same time, and I will. not able to arrange this thing. So I start doing all the work at a half finish, and this will reduce the work output for them.
Okay, and what are the repercussion of overthinking you face? If you are overthinking, there must be some repercussion. There must be some uh, thing after that you fail the issues after overthinking. You are getting
Sir,
me?
it means
Like repercussion means what are the effect of overthinking you face?
हाँ, मतलब उसके बाहर आने के
If you are having overthinking, then the
अच्छा
what effect of overthinking you face generally? ओवरथिंकिंग करने पे क्या होता है, क्या क्या परेशानियां होती है?
आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Listen, you are you said your weakness is overthinking. So after overthinking much, what kind of, what do you think it no what kind of repercussion, what kind of effect you see in your health?
Sir, after doing overthinking about my future, so sometimes I will not eat at a night and sleep hungrily. So ये तो नहीं बता सकते सर को.
No, no,
लिखने
say.
दो.
No, no. I am writing, bro. Okay. Listen it. See, Jay, the
Yes sir.
profession, the profession you are entering in, it a job. It's a hardship job. Okay, and
Yes
you
sir.
are also going to get a scolding by your seniors because you are just you people are in just learning
Training.
phase. There are many
Yes.
more things to learn in life. And suppose this weakness creates a problem on ship, we can't hire you on that weakness, because
सर ये
in overthinking, if you don't eat or don't sleep, then can reduce your performance, and that can affect the
yes sir.
$1 million ship. So
Yes sir.
what you are going to do it to overcome with your weakness? What you have planned or what you have tried to overcome with this weakness?
Sir, wherever I do overthinking, I start playing chess online. So my mind was shift from overthinking to the uh, वर्ड याद नहीं आ रहा. मतलब जो ओवरथिंक कर रहा है ना, वो वहां से हटके अच्छी जगह पे लग रहा है. सो दिस प्रॉब्लम विल बी रिड्यूसेस.
So while overthinking, you just mold your mind and to put it in somewhere there you can apply and get
हाँ.
distraction from there. But
यस.
there won't be any chance that you may get a chance of playing chess on board ship.
ऑन. यस सर.
Then,
मतलब लिख लेता हूँ, ये नहीं कहना चाहिए सर को.
okay, Kamlesh,
Yes,
what's tell me your five strengths.
five steps. Okay. Uh, I'm focused. Uh, like I like to plan ahead. So let's say I'm working on some project. So I like to have a schedule
Just name it.
and
Just name it.
okay. I'm focused, organized, hardworking. I think I have enough technical knowledge,
Okay.
uh, and I'm very adaptable and quick learner.
What is the definition of quick learning? And what is
Uh,
the definition of slow learning? In what category, in what measure you measure this quick and slow?
Actually, it's really hard to quantify these things, but let's say uh, there's like some project I'm working on, and I need like I'm
Jay,
need to use.
mute your mic. Jay, mute your mic.
Okay, so I was saying, let's say I'm working on a project. I need to have one like a new tool, may it be an Excel or Word or like whatever it be. So I need that to implement in my project. So uh, I just try to learn it as effectively and efficiently as possible. I won't try to dig in much into detail in all that stuff. I'll just like make sure that I know what I want to use, and I will try to learn those things with more focus, so that I won't waste any time on learning new things. I mean, obviously it's not a wastage, but it surely will affect my timeline in in the main project. So I'll I'll suggest sorry I'll say that I have an ability to point out the main things or main points which I need to cover, and I take an effective approach in learn anything. So that's what I mean when I'm saying I'm a quick learner.
Okay. Jay? Okay.
Am I
Why?
audible, sir?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Okay.
So, what do you mean by if someone says, I don't take things personally?
What's I was mean?
What do you
Can you
mean?
repeat?
What do you mean if you have to say something on this topic? If you have to add something on this topic, I don't take things personally. If you have to write
Mm,
some essay, what you will add in this by example?
no, sir. I don't have any idea about that.
Kamlesh, you are muted.
By the
Okay.
topic,
Ah,
yeah, by the topic you've mentioned, from just reading the title, I'm guessing, I'm imagining a phenomena
okay.
where I'm working under someone
Hmm,
as a trainee or as a junior.
hmm.
So if I'm doing some mistake or my senior is trying to suggest some things in my working methods, which he thinks are right and more convenient. So I'll think instead of he's trying to poke at me, rather than he's trying to work on the project more efficiently, as he is having more experience and he has seen the things which I haven't till now. So I'll surely will consider his or her opinion or suggestions while working. So instead of thinking that he is trying to torture me or harass me, I'll take that criticism constructively and will implement in my working process.
Amazing, very nice. Uh, so, you are going to become a cadet, okay? So, have you any idea what a regular job of cadet?
Uh, are you asking me or Chair?
Yeah, Kamlesh.
Uh, I find it I've tried to look it up on Google or on YouTube or try to talk with some of the people. So main responsibility of a cadet includes attending the engineers and helping them out. And my main focus while working forward should be to learn things.
What are the, I mean, what are the jobs, common jobs that cadet do on board ship while in training? Engine cadet.
Ac- Actually, I don't really have in depth idea about it, but I think the main thing which is I've observed online and all, while talking to the people, is they assist the engineers and whatever the task is being performed, we assist them
Yeah.
in pure.
Generally, which engineer cadet assist?
Sorry, I think it's fourth engineer.
Pardon, but it's second engineer. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Jay, Jay,
Yes, sir.
be relaxed. Okay. Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Just keep your mind calm and use your presence of mind. So, Jay, I have a question for you. What
Yes.
you do if you become invisible for one day?
Mm.
What
So
do you
I
like to
haven't
do?
taken up. Mm. So frankly speaking, when I was a child, I was saw a movie, Mr. India,
Mm,
as a child. So at that time, if I got that power, I will going into the chocolate factories and eat all the chocolates
But you are
like
not
that.
child at this moment, na? So
Yes,
now
sir.
what you'll do?
So, so sir, I will going to spend my whole day with the billionaires like the Ambani or Elon Musk
So
and
what you
learn.
get after that?
So if I spend whole day with them, so I have to know about how they manage the things all the day, how they thinks about everything. So it will help me in my self growth as well.
Okay, all right.
So
And what you will do, Kamlesh?
The question is really interesting. I'll. It's a bit difficult to answer the question, but I'll suggest I'll try to do the things I won't get chance to do in the regular life.
Suppose, just suppose.
Uh, let's say I have. Okay, so I've always wanted to visit a jail.
Jail.
Yes, a jail. I mean, just to satisfy the curiosity of how things work there, because all the time I have seen in movies and all that stuff, they are working and blah blah blah. Actually, there is one jail nearby
So
in my city. Yeah.
you will not get any type of repentance that yeah I got a chance to be invisible and I spent up seeing people who are not worthy for the society.
Uh,
I hope that I would have done. I'm very sorry that I would have done something that helped me in my further life, in my growth, in my things, if I had chance. But what I did watching the people who is no more worth for society. Is this
uh,
your gonna to do?
if you want to put it in that way, then by visiting jail, you can surely learn some things. You can learn what not to do, first thing. And there is much more than criminals inside the jail. That's what I think. I mean, it's not okay. Obviously, they have done some pretty nasty things and bad things, and that's what they are getting punished and all that stuff. But I think it's the kind of like you can see a lot of emotions inside a jail. I mean, there's grief, there's the sense of being punished, sense of like even the guards and all those people who are working there, they also have their perspective. So it's just one of the things I mentioned as the question was like fantasy. So that's what came up to my mind while thinking about it.
All right.
But
So Jay,
yes, sir.
okay, you know that everyone has to die someday. Okay, everyone die. That's the eternal truth. But no one
Yes, sir.
knows when they are gonna die. Okay, but by some miracle you got to know that you are going to die in the next 24 hours. So what are the priority things you are going to do to make sure that after dying that you have not to so much remorse, not to so much regret that I got 24 hour before notification but I didn't do that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So first of all, sir, I will going to hug my father because I hugged them only when I was a child. So first thing I will going to do that
You
and
are going
spend
to
my whole
father. Okay. And what about mother? Don't you suppose mother also consists equal?
to my parents,
Okay.
to my parents,
Okay, parent.
because we are very loved by our mother, but father is like father से कभी इतना हो नहीं पाता ना तो ऐसा. And I will going to spend whole day with my family and give them all the love I can able to give them.
You
So
will
that's the
not
only thing.
you will not convince them that after going from there how they are going to uh, live their remaining life. You will not convince them.
No, I will not give them any signal about my last day because if
So
I already give.
that will be the more hurtful thing for them because the last day you love them so much and the next day you are no more. See the
No, sir.
situation they are going to face, and in spite of doing that, if you had fought with them, if you had cursed with them, if you had a long fight with them, there is a chance that they wouldn't have felt
Yes.
that kind of suffering after you. Am I wrong?
Yes, yes.
Am I wrong?
No,
Am I wrong?
no, no.
Then
No, but if I die,
try it once
yes.
again. What you should do, what you are going to do. Try once again.
Sir, if I already tell them that I am going to die that tomorrow, so I will also not able to live my life, and I will regret after die. So
All right, no
okay,
problem. Kamlesh,
Yes, sir.
the question is posed on you.
Uh, okay. So my first reaction on that will be like, is there any way to avoid that thing? I mean, as a human being or like as a living creature, this would be my first reaction. But I'm assuming that death is certain in that particular moment. So I would like, I will mention spend my time with my family and all that, all the close relatives, or like all the close people, like my friends, my family. Uh, at least I try to call them, or at least I try to talk with them. Uh, then no matter how hard I try to achieve all of the things, I won't be able to do all the things. So in that particular moment, I try to assess whatever I can do, and I try to do that best.
So you are also going to live a whole day with your parents,
Most probably.
most probably. Are you having life insurance
Uh,
for the time
no,
being?
sir.
And
No,
what
no, no, sir.
about Jay?
yes, sir.
You are having life insurance.
Yes, sir.
So you people know that life insurance is like that. If you die, you will get a chunk, a
Term life
large
insurance.
amount of
Yes, sir.
money that can help you family survive after you.
It's a term life insurance.
So Kamlesh,
Uh,
what about
yes.
you didn't choose to get your life insured? It may help more. Don't you think so? Am
Uh,
I wrong?
actually, I
Am I
haven't
wrong?
got, haven't. No, no, you are not wrong. Actually, that's like
Good thing to suggest you.
very, yeah, yeah. It's a really good thing, or like it's must have for everyone. I say. Actually, I don't have it right now, but I'm planning to get it very soon.
Okay. So put I am putting it once again. So if you are gonna die, so are you going to put this in your option before uh, leaving the earth, that get insured that after die the amount that your parents is going to get, that help them. So you are going to add this option. Why along?
Obviously,
Obviously.
given the chance, I would sure do that.
Okay. Okay. So I help you in this.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Moving with the technical questions. Okay.
Yep.
So, okay. My first question is, why ships don't sink in water? A small little sink in water. Why large ship don't sink in water? It's Ajay. Jay.
Yes.
What do you think? Why it's
Mm.
happened?
Sir, due to the surface tension, because the air inside and also density difference, because the air inside the ship is denser than the water, so it is float
Air
on the
inside the ship is denser.
much less dense than the water, so it float on the water, while the a a
Needle.
little needle sink inside into the water because it have a laser surface area, so it will
And you
sink.
also mentioned the surface tension. How
Density
surface tension is going to uh,
a larger, more large area will cover the more surface area like that.
Surface area, okay. But what about concept of surface tension in that? You mentioned surface tension, and
I surface area.
you meant surface area. Okay,
So
all
maybe.
right. A large surface area, a large plate of iron. If I put in a water, pond of water, what do you think? It will sink or not sink in a pond?
mm, it will sink.
It will sink.
Okay.
It has also large surface area.
Area. अच्छा.
Then, then
Mm, so,
your concept were
mm,
wrong.
yes.
But the surface area does matter.
Mm,
No
so
matter. You become
matter, but
confused. Okay, all right.
I need to
What
work
do you
on this.
think, Kamlesh bro? Kamlesh, you are muted.
Yeah. So the reason behind this phenomena is the buoyancy force. So based on the Archimedes principle, we can say that whenever a body is submerged partially or fully inside water or any liquid, it will experience an upward resisting force, which will be equal to the weight of the mass being displaced by the body. So the as needle is not displacing much water, so it won't experience like a large like enough buoyant force to float on the water. On the other hand, ship is able to displace more water, so it experiences enough enough buoyant force to float.
Suppose you are having a large plate,
Sorry.
iron plate
Yeah.
that is capable of displacing so much water. That why it doesn't float on a pond in a river,
Uh,
uh, in a
so,
still water.
uh, say I'm assuming that you're talking about. Let's say we are having a flat surface, like
A
a flat sheet of metal. Okay.
metal that is more denser than water.
Yeah. Then in this case, there is a like chances of the metal plate being like changing its orientation, and as a result, the buoyant force will reduce because it won't. Like let's say you are putting it vertically, then it won't displace enough water to experience enough buoyant force to float
But
on the
if I
water.
am putting horizontal also, it will sink.
Considering the water is very still, there are pretty good chances of the water will float. The plate will float.
Hmm. Are you sure?
Yes.
Which is denser, steel or water?
Uh, Obviously, steel.
Obviously steel. So if you said I am having this much plate of steel that will float, okay? Steel steel is denser
Yes,
than
sir.
water. Now replace that steel with less denser material than water is ice. You know, ice is less
Yes,
denser
sir.
than, and
Yes,
put
sir.
a ice there.
Yes. Ice will float, obviously, because it has less density.
Okay, and so ice will float because it has less density than water.
Yeah.
Then how come steel is floating in spite of
Uh,
more density with what than water?
if the body is
First tell me,
as
you are wrong or right?
uh,
Yeah, why this
given the
concept?
circumstances, like if you are doing it properly, if the water is like flat or like very steady, and you are ensuring that the plate isn't capsizing or isn't changing its
No,
orientation, and it is
just like an ice, a flat, solid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if the sheet is not changing its orientation and will lie flat on the water surface, and the water surface
that is
is
after thing.
still,
That is after thing. If it is changing or not changing,
if it is not changing, then it will sink for sure. But if the surfaces are remaining idle, then the sheet will float.
no, no. Ideal means what?
I
It's
mean, by ideal, I mean to say, let's just process the thought experiment.
okay.
I have a glass of water or a bowl of water, and let's replace that sheet of uh, metal with razor blade. So if the razor blade is put on that surface, then it won't be able to break that surface tension and it will float. But if you just try to change the orientation of your razor blade, then it will sink for sure.
Okay. All right.
So, in case of metal
Metal
sheet,
sheet. Okay.
okay. So, in case of metal sheet, as long as it will like experience the sufficient buoyant force from the water, it will float.
Tell me, my statement is right or wrong.
Okay.
The substance that is less denser than water will float on water.
Yes. Yes.
Correct?
It's
Yes.
right.
Right. The substance which is more denser than water, it will sink in water.
Yes.
Now, again going to your concept. There is any assumption between that things or it's a general thing? You know
No, there are assumptions. There are assumptions.
what
So
assumptions are?
okay, so in order to float that shit, your water body should have enough surface tension.
What is
Then
surface tension?
surface tension is basically force of attraction. It's a result of force of attraction between the molecules of water on the surface of the water. There are the molecules attract each other with more force than the molecules which are underneath the surface. So it sort of forms the membrane. You can put it in that way. So if your body is not penetrating or breaking that membrane, then the body will float. The same way, mosquitoes and other insects can manage to float on the water.
Right. Direction of surface tensor with respect to the surface of water.
It's along the surface.
Down below or along the surface?
Along the surface.
Which side?
In all directions.
In all directions. You must have heard that due to surface tension, the water become like this, a little bent
Meniscus. Yes, sir.
meniscus.
Yes, concave meniscus.
Okay, okay, okay. So without having any force that is downward, you said surface tension applies in all direction along the surface. Without having any direction downward, how it comes? It is managing to manage this shape, meniscus shape. Am I wrong?
Uh, Certainly not. The resultant of the surface tension is acting on the surface, and as you mentioned in that diagram, the meniscus. So it is a resultant of cohesive and adhesive forces. I mean, adhesive forces between the walls of the container and the molecules of liquid, and like cohesive forces of the liquid itself. So as a result, it becomes concave.
Then which force is downward force? It's adhesive force is downward. Tell me, without having any downward force, these forces that is along surface can cancel out. Without having downward force, how this shape is generating? Now let me
Uh,
explain. This is because the below particles will attract the above surface particles, and then that will apply a downward force in a very different direction downward. That all resultant will go in this direction. That's why you get meniscus with the center that is more downward, with the lowest center. You are getting me?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Now you clear.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
wrong
Yes.
in your concept.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was little gap left.
Okay. Coming to Jay,
Yes, sir.
uh, show me your face. Okay, all right.
Having some sort of disconnection.
Okay, okay. Uh, yes,
That is.
Jay.
Yes.
Uh, Jay, what is Archimedes' principle?
Sir, Archimedes' principle states that when the body is a fully or a partially submerged into a liquid, then the buoyant force acting on the body is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the body.
Weight of the fluid displaced by the body.
Yes, sir.
That displace weight of the fluid displaced by the body.
Yes, sir.
All right. What is the formula for buoyant force?
FB equal to minus rho GV.
Minus rho GB.
Minus indicate the opposite direction. If the buoyant force is acting upward, then the submerged body is going downward. Just like that.
Buoyant force is an upward force. Then how come minus is coming?
Sir, both are. It is only indicate the direction. Minus
So which
buoyant
direction you are
is
indicating?
buoyant force is acting on upper side,
If
and the
upward is,
submerged.
if it is acting upward, the mass of the body mg will be acting downward. How come you are taking this upward force as a negative?
No, sir. Submerged. Mm,
Are you wrong? Accept that.
no, sir.
You are
Not
not
wrong,
wrong.
but I was not able to explain because minus indicate the
What
opposite
minus?
directions.
Which opposite direction? Like you have always solved your vector quantity that if any force that is uh,
Upward.
upward force and there is a gravitational force that is downward, we always take that gravitational force that is downward direction in the equation with minus sign. That is clear only.
Yes, sir.
But see, in a case of body submerging, upward and upward force, upward thrust force acting on the body and mass of the force due to the gravity and mg is acting downward the body, then how come you are taking this minus? Explain me.
Okay, sir. Here I am considering minus for the opposite directions, not in the for the value.
What is the opposite direction here? Like opposite direction, opposite to the direction of gravitational force.
No, both are in a opposite direction. Na? Like the mm, third law of the Newton, every action has equal and opposite reaction. Just like that, buoyant force is acting upward, and the submerged body is going
Kamlesh,
downward. So,
is Jai is right?
Uh, Actually, considering conventional science, Jay is not right because conventionally, downward forces are considered negative and upward forces are considered positive.
Then
So,
what is what he is meaning that their buoyant force will be
but
opposite
he
direction?
is, I think he is considering the downward force acting. He is taking it positive, and like like the buoyant force is opposing to the gravitational force. So I think that's what he means when he's trying to say the negative sign. He's considering the weight as positive and putting the buoyant force in the negative sign.
If there is a 5 Newton buoyant force, you always say it is minus 5 Newton buoyant force.
Uh, Not technically, but if you have to, I mean, like,
Clear it later. Okay, moving to the next question.
okay, I just want to say one thing on that question, like the last question is if you're mentioning the direction or like the direction which is like is significant in your equations, then you must mention the like it is much easier to follow the conventional sign, like taking upwards as positive and downwards as negative.
All right. Uh, Jai, what is ideal gas?
the ideal gas is the gas which obeys all the gas laws. Is
What are gas losses?
Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law. These, if the gas follow these
What
three
is
laws,
Avogadro law?
mm, Avogadro's law state that if at a constant pressure and temperature, the volume of the gas will be equal to its molecules, number of its molecules.
What, Kamlesh? Can you repeat? Jay, can you repeat?
Mm. So at the constant pressure and temperature, a volume of the gas is equal to or directly proportional to the number of the molecule mass. sorry.
You are muted.
At a constant pressure and temperature, the number of the particle is directly proportional to its volume.
Okay, all right, it's right. Okay, what are the VCR components?
VCR components are the compressor, condenser, receiver, expansion device, sensing bulb, and evaporator.
What is the function of sink bulb?
Sensing bulb. Sensing bulb is positioned near the end of the evaporator and work together with the thermostatic expansion valve. When the superheat is coming out of the evaporator, it will uh, going into the sensing bulb, which senses the temperature of the refrigerant coming out of the evaporator. If the temperature is more, then it has a refrigerant which send the signal to the expansion valve to open it. So mode the superheater, mode the valve will open and the expansion valve will regulate the flow of the refrigerant into the evaporator. That is the function of the sensing bulb.
Okay. Uh, Compression process is which process?
It's the isothermal compression,
Isothermal compression.
isentropic
What
compression.
is what do you mean by isentropic compression?
PV raised to gamma is equal to 1.
Equal to 1.
PV raised to gamma equal to 1.
What is meant by this?
Oh, you know what? I have
Okay.
no idea.
Which process is in VCR component? Which component does the constant pressure heat rejection?
Condenser.
Okay, all right. Kamlesh, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the working of evaporator?
Evaporator basically is a set of coils through which our refrigerant, low pressure, low temperature refrigerant is flowing. It absorbs the heat from the chamber which we are trying to cool. Basically, it acts as a heat exchanger between the refrigerant and the chamber which we are trying to cool.
Okay. And what is the working of condenser?
Uh, Basically, condenser is unit which at outlet of the compressor we are having high temperature, high pressure refrigerant. So while flowing through the condenser, it rejects some
At
form of heat.
outlet of condenser, you
The
said.
compressor
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
at outlet of compressor we are having high pressure, high temperature refrigerant, and as it flows through the condenser, it rejects heat to the atmosphere and gets converted into the high
Low
high
temperature.
pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant.
Okay. And Jay, what
Yes, sir.
what happens to the state of the refrigerant after thermostatic expansion valve
It
in
the
terms of
refrigerant has
pressure
the
and temperature?
low pressure and low temperature liquid refrigerant.
Okay. In a case at the outlet, Kamlesh, at the outlet of evaporator, what is the condition of refrigerant
At outlet, we have a superheated refrigerant.
in terms
Outlet
of
of the evaporator.
pressure and temperature?
The pressure is low pressure but superheated.
Temperature,
Uh,
high temperature.
yes, high temperature.
Okay.
No, low temperature.
No, no. At
Low
the
pressure
outlet
and
of the at the
evaporator.
outlet of the evaporator, we have a superheated, low pressure uh, refrigerant in the gaseous form.
Okay.
But both are low, na. Temperature
No, no,
and
no.
pressure both are low.
No.
Jai,
Pressure is low.
revise that after. Okay. Moving to the next question. What is Bernoulli theorem and its application? Kamlesh.
Yes. So according to Bernoulli's theorem, uh, in incompressible flow, the total energy remains constant. So the kinetic energy, pressure energy, and the energy associated with
Potential.
potential. So like energy associated with pressure and potential energy. This total energy inside a flow remains constant.
Okay, and any application of Bernoulli theorem?
We can say aeroplane wings or turbine blades.
Okay. Jay, what are the assumption of Bernoulli theorem? To apply assumption of Bernoulli theorem.
Assumption.
Hmm.
No, yes, sir. Assumption.
You are not able to recall it.
Assumption. No, no idea.
Okay. Pass to
Only
the Kamlesh.
definition and uses.
What, Kamlesh, what are the
Uh,
assumption for Bernoulli theorem?
I also can't recall the results right now.
You just said incompressible
Yeah,
and
apart from that, I can't recall anything.
Non-viscous.
Flow must be incompressible. This is
and
one of the assumptions.
These are the
and ideal fluid, real fluid. For what it is
erot.
applicable? It's for ideal fluid or real fluid. Okay.
Incompressible,
It's for
non-viscous,
non-viscous. Yeah, correct.
incompressible, non-viscous, and
All right.
okay.
Let me tell you this thing. Flow should be incompressible. Fluid should be incompressible, non-viscous, ideal. Ideal or real fluid with high velocity, such that air is not an ideal fluid, but air moves with high velocity. In a case of aeroplane, that air moving with high velocity, it will follow Bernoulli equation. So that's why in a case of airplane, low pressure is created at the low pressure created at the above the wing,
Bottom. Sorry, at the top of the wing, and then bottom we have high pressure.
and from high to low it lift. Okay.
Can I tell my definition about Bernoulli's theorem?
Yeah.
It states that the sum of the potential energy per unit volume, kinetic energy per unit volume, and pressure energy per unit volume of incompressible non-viscous fluid in streamline irrotational flow remain constant along with the streamline.
Kinetic energy per unit volume means
मतलब एनर्जी कन्वर्जन वो सब.
what he said. It is right, Kamlesh.
Sorry, sir.
What he
Can you
said,
just repeat this?
Jay.
It states that the sum of the potential energy, kinetic energy, and pressure energy of an incompressible non-viscous fluid remain constant for the
You said per
streamline
unit volume,
irrotation.
per unit volume.
Yes, yes.
What is? I'll repeat again.
Mm, okay. It states that the sum of the potential energy per unit volume, kinetic energy per unit volume, and pressure energy per unit volume of an incompressible non-viscous fluid in a streamline irrotational flow remain constant along with the streamline. This definition is given in my engineering book.
What do you mean by per unit volume?
I don't have idea. I write it down from my book.
Mass per unit volume is what?
Maybe
Mass per unit
kg
volume. Mass per unit
density.
uh,
Density.
and volume per unit mass is volume per unit mass is
कभी लिखना पड़ेगा उसे तो.
specific volume. All right.
Yeah, yeah, specific. Wait.
Volume per unit mass, specific volume.
Yeah, right. Right.
Okay, guys. Jay, mute yourself. Kamlesh, what are the boiler mountings name?
In boiler, we have mountings as
What
First one,
what are
there
the
are pressure gauges.
function of boiler mountings?
Okay, I'll explain one by one along with the functions. So first one, there are pressure gauges. We use pressure gauges to monitor the pressure of the steam. Then we have safety valves. So in case the pressure inside the boiler is rising, like hello.
Try it. I did it on purpose. Try it, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it just
Yeah. No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah. It
Try.
actually
Yeah. Try.
actually just took off my
No,
attention from the question.
no.
Sorry, I'll try again. So we
What
have
you
pressure
do?
gauges.
Just name the first name the boiler mountings. Okay.
Okay,
Then after define what is boiler mounting. Why it is necessary. That's it
okay,
only.
okay. So there are pressure gauges. There are water level indicators or gauge glasses. Then we have safety valves. We have then we have scum blow down valve. We have boiler blow down valve. Uh, then we have steam stop valves. Um,
Heat
we
check
have feed
valve,
check valve at the inlet of the boiler.
air
And
vent cock.
yeah, and air vent cock.
Okay. What do you mean by boiler mounting? Why
Okay.
it is
And now
there?
I'll explain what exactly are boiler mountings. So boiler mountings are the equipments which are put on boilers to ensure the operation of boilers, like safe operation of the boiler.
Okay. And what is
So
boiler
we can
accessories?
boiler accessories are equipments which we use to improve the efficiency and performance of a boiler.
Very good. Jay,
Yes, sir.
what are the boiler accessories?
Boiler accessories are the heat pump, injector, superheater, a steam trap, economizer. These are the boiler accessories, sir.
What about draught?
Three type of draught: induced draught, natural draught, and a forced draught.
Okay. What is meant by draught?
No idea about the definition.
Okay. What is the Kamlesh? What is the working temperature of fusible plug? You are muted.
232.
So as far as I know, the working temperature lies somewhere around like 200 degrees Celsius.
200 degrees. What is how it is made up of?
The most common
Gunmetal.
material is tin,
Tin. And
and yeah, that's all I can remember right now.
okay. Jay, tell
Yes,
me
sir.
what is centrifugal pump?
Centrifugal pump are the devices which are generally used to transfer the liquid by the conversion of the rotational kinetic energy to the hydrodynamic energy of the fluid.
What? Again? Try some
What's it?
other definition. I didn't understand it.
Centrifugal pump are the devices which are generally used to transfer the liquid from one place to another place by the conversion of the rotational kinetic energy to the hydrodynamic energy of the fluid.
What do you mean by hydrodynamic energy of the fluid?
पानी को नीचे by
Kamlesh, what is
Yes, sir.
centrifugal pump?
Centrifugal pump is simply a device which converts the mechanical energy into the pressure energy for liquids.
Okay. What are the parts of centrifugal pump?
Major parts are impeller, shaft, then we have strainer or like football, then the casing and the discharge valve and gland packing. Stuffing box.
Okay. What is the function of impeller?
It's basically impeller transfers the motion to the fluid. So the impeller rotates and the rotational energy is transferred to the fluid. So as a result, as a result of centrifugal force, the rotating fluid gets like transferred towards the outward of the casing, and negative pressure is created at the eye of impeller.
Jay,
Yes, sir.
how negative pressure is created at the eye of the impeller?
When the impeller rotates, it imparts the. Sir, can I start working from mm, function?
No,
सर सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप का वर्किंग बताता हूँ उसमें आ जाएगा सर.
no, I am just asking that only reply. Don't be over smart with me.
So what is the question?
How a negative pressure is created at the eye of the impeller?
So when the liquid is entering the pump, it will accelerate radially outward in the pump casing. So due to this, vacuum is created at the impeller eye, sir.
Okay. Kamlesh,
Yes, sir.
is he right?
He's somewhat right, but I would like to put it in better
Okay,
words.
okay.
Can I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you mentioned, is being rotated by using a prime mover, just such as the like electric motor. So this rotational motion is imparted on the fluid. So the fluid also starts rotating inside a volute casing. As the fluid also starts rotating. As the fluid is rotating, it experiences centrifugal force. It moves outwards, and as the fluid is being pushed outward, it creates negative pressure at the eye of the impeller.
Okay. And what do you mean by negative pressure? Jay?
Uh,
Wait, Jay?
So it's a vacuum.
Vacuum. Like, what do you mean by negative pressure? Its value in negative? Is
No, sir,
its
vacuum is considered as a negative pressure.
okay? And its value is also in negative, like minus 4 bar, minus 2 bar, minus 3 bar,
No, no,
minus 1
no,
bar.
sir. No, sir.
Kamlesh,
yes, sir.
am I wrong?
I
Like
mean,
minus 2 bar, minus 3 bar cannot be considered as negative
it
pressure.
can be considered. It is a negative pressure, and it can be considered as vacuum.
Okay. How negative pressure? Why we call the pressure that is also a positive?
So,
0.5 pressure. Like Jay, if I'm saying
Yes,
that at the eye of impeller, it's 0 0.5 atmospheric pressure is developing. Can I say that it's a negative pressure?
yes, sir. The pressure is below the 1 bar is considered as a negative pressure, sir.
Very good. Okay, all right. So, parts of diesel engine. Tell me, Jay, the parts of diesel engine.
So the parts are the cylinder head, piston ring, gudgeon pin, connecting rod, crankshaft, crank pin, governor, flywheel, camshaft, rocker arm, push rod, inlet valve and exhaust valve, and fuel injector. These are the component of the diesel engine, sir.
What are the purpose of flywheel?
Flywheel is a heavy wheel mounted on a crankshaft. It generally reduces the cyclic variation in a speed by storing the energy during the power stroke and releasing same during the other stroke
Where it is mounted?
on a crankshaft.
Where is uh, governor is mounted?
It is near the fuel injector and intake manifold between.
Governor.
It's near the carburetor, sir.
Kamlesh, where governor is mounted?
uh, I'm not exactly sure where it is mounted, but it uh, it senses it is connected with the crankshaft so that it can sense the speed of the our engine, and it also like connected to the fuel injectors so that we can manipulate the flow. So as the crankshaft speed is increasing, the governor will reduce the flow, and as the speed is reducing, it will increase the flow.
What? Again?
I said as our engine speed is reducing,
Mhm.
the governor will increase the flow, and as our engine speed is increasing, it reduces the flow.
Is at the time of reducing speed, like the engine speed is reducing, then at the time do you really think that the flow requirement will be more?
Uh, okay, so actually, governor is more work based. It works on the load. So let's say my engine is running at 500 rpm, and load on the crankshaft is increasing. My engine speed will reduce, and that's why the governor will increase the flow, and my rpm will be jump back to normal.
Correct.
That's,
And uh,
that's my understanding of it. I think I'm right.
no, you are right. When the load increases on the system, on the engine, the speed automatically reduces. Then the
Okay.
supply of fuel increases for ensuring the optimum speed. So, can I say, Ajay or Jay, that
Yes, sir.
governor is meant for maintaining the speed?
Yes, sir. It is a speed sensory device. So when the speed is reduces, it provides the rich air fuel mixture for the recovering the speed, sir.
Okay. Can I say flywheel is for maintaining the torque?
Yes, sir. It maintain the torque.
Okay. Uh, Kamlesh,
Yes, sir.
why two-stroke engine are used as a main engine and four-stroke engine as a auxiliary engine?
Okay, so two-stroke engines are basically we as a main engine we need a lot of power, and two-stroke engines has like high power to weight ratio. Also, our two-stroke engines are like capable of burning really bad quality of fuel at low RPM. It has longer stroke, so it runs at very low RPMs, like somewhere around 90 to 100. But our four-stroke engines, on the other hand, are running at like a comparatively higher RPM, up to 1,000. And two-stroke engines, as compared to four-stroke engines, are able to generate more torque while operating.
Okay. And Jay, what is your answer?
So the main thing is two-stroke engine is a reversible engine, and
Okay.
also it has a power to weight ratio is higher than the four-stroke engine, and it has a long stroke, so it will also burn the very low quality or a low grade fuels.
Which is
So
a
the
high speed engine? I got it. Which is a high speed engine? Two stroke or four stroke?
four-stroke engine,
Kamlesh, which is a high speed engine? Two stroke or four stroke?
Onboard ship four-stroke engines are high-speed engines.
Generally,
Hello.
generally, which is a high speed engine? Two stroke engine or four stroke?
For given the same size, uh,
Jay, what do you think?
have any answer?
four-stroke engine is
Four stroke engine.
four-stroke. Yes, sir.
But in a four stroke engine, there is a there is a two revolution of crankshaft at the output. For like in a two stroke engine, there is only one revolution of crankshaft. The number of frequency of power stroke in two stroke engine is more. So how you are saying that the speed of four stroke engine is more?
Okay, sir.
Kamlesh?
Yes, sir. Actually, power stroke has to do more about the power being generated rather than the speed of the engine.
Which has high efficiency, four stroke or two stroke?
Four-stroke engines, four-stroke engines.
Why?
Uh,
No, sir, but which efficiency? Like mechanical, thermal, overall, like that.
You tell me one by one.
Okay. So the thermal efficiency is a four-stroke engine has a higher thermal efficiency, and two-stroke engine has a higher mechanical efficiency.
What do you mean by higher mechanical efficiency of two stroke engine?
In a two-stroke engine, power develop in every stroke, so its mechanical energy is increased. So it has a higher mechanical efficiency.
Does
And talking
mechanical
about
energy efficiency does not count the speed? High speed engine, if it is higher mechanical efficiency, doesn't mean it has higher speed.
oh, like that way.
Okay, go on.
And for the thermal efficiency, in a four-stroke engine, it gives the one in a two-stroke engine, the fuel are mixed with the exhaust gases and leaving the cylinder without burning. So its thermal efficiency will reduce. While in a four-stroke engine, it provides the one complete stroke for burning the uh,
So
gas
you told thermal efficiency, mechanical efficiency. The third one is
volumetric efficiency.
oh, which is in which it is greater.
Two-stroke engines.
Why?
Mm, no idea, sir. But
What is the
in a
formula for volumetric efficiency?
mechanical open total, I think.
volumetric efficiency is like total charge stuck upon the total swept volume.
Are you sure? But I have heard of swept volume upon actual volume of charge.
No,
Vs
sir.
open VL plus
Charge
Vs.
being admitted upon the swept volume.
Charge being append upon the swept volume. Oh, you are right. So how would you explain that which is greater?
I think in four-stroke engines, it's greater rather than the two-stroke engines because in two-stroke engines, four-stroke engines, the scavenging is better. So there is a high probability of proper fraction of the charge.
Good. Are you agree with that, Jay?
Mm, sir, I don't have any idea about.
Or stroke. Just write it that which has higher volumetric efficiency and why. Okay. For further discussion. Okay. Later. So now tell me, Kamlesh, five
Yes, sir.
differences between petrol engine and diesel engine.
Okay. So first major difference is petrol engine has spark plug and diesel engine has fuel injectors. Then petrol engine, during suction stroke, petrol engine is sucking like petrol plus air charge, and in diesel engine we are sucking only air, and then fuel is being injected. Then generally petrol engines run at higher RPM as compared to diesel engines. Uh, then okay, petrol engine for same compression ratio, petrol engine has higher efficiency as compared to diesel engines, and for same like maximum pressure, diesel engines have higher efficiency than uh, petrol engines. And last point I'll mention, the petrol engines are comparatively smaller and cheap to produce than the diesel engines.
Okay. And Jay, anything he has left you would like to add upon?
Petrol engine works on Otto cycle
Hmm.
and diesel engine works on a diesel cycle.
And what about compression ratio of petrol engine?
Compression ratio of the petrol engine is 6 to 10, and in a diesel engine it's a 14 to 20.
Okay. Which has higher compression ratio, two stroke or four
Diesel,
stroke? Listen carefully. Which has higher compression ratio, two-stroke engine or four-stroke engine? Kamlesh, you take it. Which has
Uh,
higher compression ratio?
onboard ship, onboard ships, the two-stroke engine has higher compression ratio as compared to four-stroke engine.
And
And
but four-stroke engine has generally okay. Sorry. So and generally, what is the phenomena for considering that?
I didn't get your question. Can you just present it?
Apart from onboard ship, with general use, which has higher efficiency, two-stroke or four-stroke?
Efficiency or
Also, compression ratio. I'm sorry.
compression ratio? Uh, Actually, I'm not quite sure about it.
What is compression ratio?
Compression ratio is like total volume upon uh, okay, like, upon the swept volume. Total volume upon swept volume.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What is the difference between total volume and swept volume?
Uh, the difference between total volume and swept volume is called as the clearance volume.
Clearance volume. You said total upon volume upon swept volume.
Yes.
Jay, are you agree with him?
Sir, I think
Yeah,
it's
myself.
reverse. Swept volume upon total volume.
No, it's clearance volume upon swept volume. Sorry, swept volume upon clearance volume, not the total. I confused.
Jay, is he right? Still,
Okay, total
compression ratio is the ratio of what?
Swept volume upon clearance volume. Yeah.
Swept volume upon clearance volume. You said. He said swept upon a volume upon clearance volume.
Sorry.
Jay,
yes, sir. I also think same.
swept volume. Okay. And you said total volume is equal to swept volume plus clearance volume.
Yes.
Swept volume plus clearance volume. If I say compression
Stroke
ratio,
wall.
okay, listen
Stroke
carefully. If I say compression ratio is the volume at BDC upon volume at TDC,
TDC.
okay. Now tell me, volume at TDC is what? Swept volume plus clearance volume?
Stroke volume, I think.
No. Volume at TDC, it
Volume
just means,
at BDC.
yeah, swept volume plus clearance volume.
And you just said compression ratio is swept volume upon volume clearance volume.
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Be
I was
clear with
confused.
your concepts and stick with that. Okay, it was just a ratio. Yeah, it can cause a matter of rejection for you. Okay. Now I have a last question. Which type of refrigerant used currently on board ship?
R134A, R404A, and R407.
Why? Why not CO2? Why not HCFCs? Hydrochlorofluorocarbon? Why not
They are
CFCs?
damaging
They are
Because
damaging
of
what?
the
ozone and global warming potential. Okay.
All right. Now moving with the electrical parts. Explain alternator. Jai.
Alternator is a device which produces the electricity and also charge the battery of the vehicle.
This much only. Okay. Kamlesh.
Yes, sir. Alternator is a device which produces an AC current. Basically, it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Uh, it is coupled with our engine and it used to charge our batteries. It works on like Fleming, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Uh, as the as the rotor is like armature is moving inside the magnetic field, it produces uh, electricity and it is supplied to our batteries.
Okay. Jay, what is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction?
Faraday's law states that EMF induced in a circuit is proportional to the rate of the change of the magnetic flux cut across the circuit.
If I am having open coil with moving magnetic circuit, magnetic field, I am
Yes, sir.
going to get electricity or not?
No,
Why?
because it need a close circuit. Na?
It needs closed circuit. Okay. So you forget to mention that. Okay. All right. So, Kamlesh, what do you think?
Yes,
If there is a current, there will be magnetic field or not?
yes, sir. Magnetic field and current are associated with each other.
What?
Magnetic field and current are associated with each other. So whenever there is magnetic field, there will be
What?
whenever there is electric field, there is presence of magnetic field, and whenever magnetic field is associated with a closed conductor, then conductor will carry a current.
What is the condition for that?
Condition is that the circuit must be closed and the magnetic field must be changing.
Okay. Jay,
Yes, sir.
what do you think? Current carrying conductor pursue magnetic field or not?
It can pursue, sir.
Okay. Suppose it is a conductor and current is going like this. What is the direction of
Okay.
magnetic field and how, which scientist told that, which rule uh, predict the direction of magnetic field? It is
Fleming left hand rule.
left hand rule. Pass on.
Mm.
Kamlesh.
The magnetic field associated with the current carrying conductor is is stated by the right hand thumb rule. So
Okay.
imagine if you're holding a conductor while the thumb is pointing towards the direction of the current, then the direction of curved fingers will give the direction of magnetic field associated with the conductor.
So direction of magnetic field is from north to south or south to north.
It's from north outside the magnet, it's from north pole to south pole, and inside the magnet, it's from south to north.
Obvious. Okay. All right. So, uh, what is the Faraday's second law? Jay,
Faraday?
what is the second law of Faraday? Faraday consists two laws.
Yes, yes. Faraday's law states that EMF induced in a circuit is proportional to rate of the change of the magnetic flux cut across the circuit. This is the second law of Faraday.
And what is the equation for that?
Mm. D phi equal to B.
What is the equation for that, Kamlesh?
Uh, the equation for second law of Faraday is EMF is equal to rate of like E is equal to d
Minus
phi upon dt,
1
and it
dt.
has a negative sign according to Lenz's law.
What is Lenz law?
So basically, Lenz's law states that the EMF or like a current flowing to like okay the induced current will oppose the cause of its generation.
The induced current oppose the cause of its generation. What do you mean by
Yeah,
this?
let's say a coil is so the current will produce a magnetic field in such a way that it will oppose the change in magnetic field, which is causing the induction of current in the first place.
It is good thing for the efficiency or bad thing?
Uh, if it's not happening, then current will be like it will be a perpetual machine
It
for the current
actually
generation.
increases efficiency or decreases since it is opposing.
It's
Uh,
opposing because it will opposing, so it will eventually bring down the efficiency.
Jay,
Yes, sir.
are you agree with this?
So my definition about the lens flow is induced EMF is always flow in direction such that it opposes the change which produced it.
Induce EMF.
Is always flow in direction such that it opposes the change which produced it.
So if I am producing a magnetic, if I am having a magnetic field that is that field direction is from north to south, and that is inducing a current which is flowing upward in the direction, okay, and the
Okay.
current will also have a induced magnetic field, okay. So if the north pole of the existing magnetic field will come near the current carrying conductor, then the current will have which kind of magnetic field, like
It's opposite.
which pole?
If N is coming towards the south, then it will change its poles.
If there you know what we are doing, we are producing current by existing magnetic field. Listen carefully, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so when current also induce that magnetic field, and suppose existing magnetic field have north pole that is going nearby the conductor, then conductor magnetic field will have which pole, north or south?
Not
North, because it's opposing. North opposes
opposite. Yes.
each other. Do you agree, Kamlesh?
Actually, sir, I can't comprehend your question. Can you just repeat it?
Okay, I was saying that since we are using existing magnetic field
Mhm.
to produce EMF, and while production of EMF there is also introduction of induction of magnetic field in that
Yes.
conductor.
Yes.
So I was saying that existing magnetic field having north pole, so
Mhm.
the induction magnetic field that is induced in the wire will have which pole?
Not
North pole, because it will be opposing
it
in
will
nature,
oppose thing.
and
Yes.
north and like poles oppose each other, okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what is Ohm's law?
Uh, should I answer the question?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Ohm's law is basically whenever there is like the voltage and current flowing through a circuit are proportional to each other, and the proportionality constant is known as the resistance.
Oh, any assumption, any condition?
At constant temperature.
All right. Okay. Jay,
Yes, sir.
is silicon follows Ohm's law?
Yes,
Does
sir.
does silicon follow Ohm's law?
Yes, sir.
Silicon is what? Conductor or semiconductor?
Semiconductor.
Semiconductor or what? Ohmic or non-ohmic?
Ohmic because it's follow the Ohm's law.
Kamlesh, semiconductor is what? Ohmic or non-ohmic?
Uh, Semiconductor is non-ohmic because uh, after certain temperature rise, it will the proportionality will be in place.
Uh, It generally, according to in Ohm's law, the conductor, ohmic conductor, on increasing temperature, their resistance increases, their current
Yes.
flow decreases. But
Take
in
your
a case of conductor on increasing temperature, their conduction increases because of the energy gap between the conduction band and valence band
balance.
reduces. Okay,
Yes.
so you get it right, Ajay, Jay. So guys, coming with so I have asked all the probable question to you. Now, Jay,
Yes, sir.
suppose I am not selecting you. Suppose you are not going to get mail tomorrow. What would be your
Okay, sir.
reaction?
Nothing, because I actually selected in a seven island, so I will let it go. And because already rejected twice, so
Oh my gosh.
I am used to it.
इतना भी गंदा नहीं बोलना था इतना भी सच नहीं बोलना था
I am used to
सही था ये सही था
Jay, show me your face. Jay, show me your face. Jay, show me your face. Uh, so, uh, you are used to I am used to
एंग्लो में 2 बार फेल हुआ, गोवा भी जा गया है।
गोवा गया था फाइनल के लिए
गया था।
तो क्या सीन था वहाँ?
वहां पे तो 10-15 सवाल पूछे,
कितने
एक दो
लोग
नहीं आया तो
कितने लोग साथ में बैठे थे?
6-7 6-7 लोग बैठे थे।
तो आईएमएस गोवा का रिटर्न निकाल लिया था?
हाँ, निकल गया था।
अरे ठीक है, मूविंग विद द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन यार, अभी हल करते हैं, ठीक है? कमलेश,
जस्ट मिनट हाँ
ओके, सो जय,
ओके।
if you are used to it,
बस भी कर अब
अरे भैया,
पहले बहुत पहले बहुत सीरियसली लेता था, लेकिन अभी छोड़ दिया।
अरे हाँ, सही है, सही है।
ऐसे नहीं होता भाई ऐसे नहीं होता
ठीक है, I am not going to comment on this. Now coming to the Kamlesh,
यस सर
what if the selection mail is not coming to you tomorrow? Suppose I not select you because I found many more capable many guys. I think they are more capable than you, and there is less amount of seat, and it's your third time also. So how you gonna tackle it? Are you going to get in depression?
getting into depression is basically not a choice in my case in a way or other I have to find a job or a sponsorship but I think I am capable of this like sponsorship. Yeah, for sure, I'm not perfect. I know there are a lot of things I can improve, and I am willing to improve. But I think I am capable of this uh, role
Okay.
or like sponsorship.
So it will not create a negative impact on your life, on your aspect, on your hope that you for that you keep motivated yourself and you tried for 3 times and still not get into it.
It sure will be a setback, uh, I'll feel bad because I'm taking efforts and still I'm not able to make it. But if that's happening, I should have to like check where the things are getting wrong and have to work on it.
Okay. All right. So if you have to define a one word, if you have to define yourself in one word, what is that word for you?
An engineer.
Jay, if you have to define yourself in one word, what is the word that you choose for you?
Optimistic guy.
Optimistic guy. Perfect. So with that one word, an engineer and optimistic guy, let's hope for the best. Now I am closing the recording and will tell you feedback. Okay.
Okay.
So,